Hello, my name is Julio Hernandez, and today we will be learning about Russia, its customs, and how to do business. Russia aspires to become a major player in the world stage both politically and economically. Therefore, many people go to Russia to conduct business there. According to the 2013 World Business Culture Entry Background to Russian Business. When going to Russia, it is important to know a little bit about the country, its customs, and their methods of doing business. This presentation will show you how to present yourself professionally in Russia, and will increase your chances of being successful in doing business with the Russian people. For the past few days, I have been doing research about Russia. It's a very distinct place, and I would recommend to get used to the distinctions within the customs, the people, and the ways they negotiate. First, I will talk to you about the customs, then the country, and what to expect when you're there, and how to plan. And the third will how to do business itself with the Russian people. I will begin with the Russian customs. Russia has very unique customs. Some of them are similar to Western customs, and others are just complete opposites. An example of a similarity would be the greetings. When two Russians, according to cultograms, the 2015 cultograms, two Russians greet each other with a firm handshake and say "sosuzhubrete" to one another, meaning hello. Also, according to 2014 Points Essential Doing Business in Russia, the Russians also refer to themselves as Господин and Госпожа. Господин meaning Mr. and Госпожа meaning Miss, followed by their surname. Now, a completely different custom would be punctuality. In the United States, it is crucial to be on time, but in Russia, it's not. According to Quintessential, there has been times in meetings that people have arrived hours late, but they recommend that you use their punctuality as an advantage. If they're on time, that means they're serious about doing business with you, and if they're late, it basically gives you a warning that they're not that interested. Now I'm gonna talk about Russia itself and how to plan and what to expect. Russia is a very special place, and there's some things you need to know in order to not be surprised when you get there. First would be language. The official language in Russia is Russian, and it is important to know a few words and a few words such as hello, thank you, please, and yes and no. Hello is "sosuzhubrete", thank you is "spasibo", please is "pожалуйста", yes is "da", and no is "net". Also, I would recommend a linguistics book that can translate words from English to Russian and vice versa. Now, I'm going to talk about the transportation in Russia. Knowing how to transport yourself in Russia is very important. When traveling to the big cities, there's all sorts of methods of transportation. And that is according to 2015 quadrograms on transportation. Also, they said if you're going to rural areas, it is important to know how to get there. Most likely you will get there by railway because domestic air travel and taxis are expensive and unreliable since they are not available at your convenience. And it is important before you travel to Russia to know how you are going to transport yourself while you're over there. Now I will talk about doing business itself in Russia. There's a few fundamental things that are very different when doing business in Russia compared to when doing business anywhere else. An important thing about doing business in Russia would be the dress code. According to world business culture, the Russians judge you based on what you wear. If you wear name brand expensive clothing, they see you as a more credible person to do business with. If they see you with cheap, no brand clothing, they see you as a mediocre business person and will most likely not do business with you. And lastly, I want to talk to you about the visiting Russia and how Russians treat you as their host. Russians love to have guests. And according to culturograms, they love to have guests and they see as having guests as a big pastime. So don't be surprised if your meeting it takes a long time to complete. These people will also invite you out to eat and have drinks. Eat with them. It is essential to do so. And if you cannot drink, then I give them an excuse, a good excuse, such as a religious reason or a poor health reason. They would understand. Now I'm gonna briefly go over what I just sorry about that. And the last thing I said about the eating and drinking is for quintessential. From quintessential. Now I will go over what I said throughout the whole presentation. First, we talked about Russian customs. Second, we talked about when Russia and how to prepare yourself when you go and what to expect. Third is how to do business with the Russians themselves. And hopefully, what you learned today, you will use someday in the future when you go to Russia, no matter if it's tourism or business-like. Russia is a very beautiful country with historic landmarks and great businesses. So thank you for your time. And as they say in Russia, Spavro zato što zdržali, which means, again, thank you.